Hello, hello, good evening. It's Dr. Croom, and you are here for Holistic Pet Care right at home. Now, Monday nights, I know you're used to the senior pet chat, right? Senior pet chat every Monday night, 7:30. Well, that's not going anywhere. We still have a love and a focus for senior pets, but as we move forward with our business and we get feedback from our pet parents as to what they want to hear and what they want to see, the holistic focus, it's definitely deeply entrenched in senior pet care, of course, but our pet parents with non-senior pets want to hear some different topics as well. So we're going to continue in that vein. Now, last week, I came to you every single night with my holistic pet care right at home chat, and that's what we're doing again. We are focusing on holistic pet care right at home. We know that more and more humans, more and more families are starting to go in the holistic direction. They want healthier foods. They want, fruits and vegetables that are, not full of pesticides and all of that. And we're doing the same thing for our pets too. Studies show that we're bringing the pets right along with that holistic lifestyle. So that's definitely what I'm doing for my dog. And so let me show you what our topic is for tonight. Tonight, we are talking about, well, like I said, our series is Holistic Pet Care right at home. So, again, pet parents have expressed an interest and a want to be able to do some things for their pets right at home. Everything doesn't have to require you coming in to see the veterinarian every single time. Okay. Sometimes, I do chiropractic services, I do massage, I do healing, energy work. And all of those things are things that I teach my pet parents so they can do some of it themselves at home. Wouldn't that be great to be able to, learn some of these healing techniques and be able to put them on your own pet at home? I know it would be. I love doing it myself. I think I told you the other night I started to, I had taken Mayo's leash off, her collar off. And I noticed that it was a little tight, probably like my my collar is a little tight sometimes too. But that's why we've been working out because both Maya and I need to get it together. But we took her collar off, and I was like, okay, that was a little tight. So I felt a little, like, okay, let me massage this area. So I massaged Maya. I started massaging her neck, and then it wound up going down her whole body. And it went 20 minutes later, she's sitting there. She didn't move a muscle. She loved that massage. So this is what I want to be able to offer to you guys as well. Some different techniques and things that you're going to be able to do right at home. I'm going to start having a series that you can join every single week. You register, you'll get in, and you can bring your pet right along. So that's what's going to make it a little different than these where I'm talking to you. And yes, I'm getting some feedback from the chat, but that's going to be totally different because it's going to be in Zoom. I'll be able to see you. I'll be able to see your pet. And then there can be more specific questions that are given and answers that are given as well. So, hello, Robert Crazy Air Holmes. Good evening. Good evening. Great to see you. Great to see you tonight. And if you are here with me, please put your name in the chat. Let me know that you're here so I can give you a shout out. Now, I know you're sitting on the edge of your seat. Like, what is the topic going to be tonight, right? Okay, maybe that's just me. But the topic that we have tonight is kind of interesting. It's kind of like, I don't know, makes me think of Jeffrey Dahmer and some of these other like freaky kind of horror shows where people are eating some of the wrong things. Yeah. Tonight we're going to be talking about animals eating animals. Is that holistic? On the human side of the house, when we say holistic, a lot of times these days, what are we thinking? We're thinking, okay, we're going to do a little vegetarian, maybe, right? Maybe we'll go vegan. We're getting some of that meat out of there, some of that flesh, tissue, some of the things that I do partake of. So I'm definitely not judging, okay? Hey, Desi! Woo! Great to see you out on the West Coast. Great to see you, Desi. Woo, woo, woo. All right. So, yeah. So when we think holistic on the human side, sometimes that includes um, cutting out meat, cutting out anything that's not vegetarian, but that's not vegetable material. But I will say that a holistic lifestyle really, it just depends on what you and your family and what you want for your lifestyle. So holistic does not necessarily mean cutting out meat, okay? And it definitely doesn't mean that for the other animals other than humans, okay? So let's get into it a little bit here. All right, so we know that out in the world, if you remember from biology class, I don't know if you ever remember this word obligate, you know, carnivore, obligate, omnivore. That means obligate, like I'm obligated. That means must have. So we've got some animals out there that are obligate carnivores. They must eat meat to survive. We've got animals out there that are obligate omnivores, like we would say like humans, you know, that need plant and animal material, although we know we can cut out the meat if we want, right? And then we've got obligate anaerobes, aerobes, need air, don't need air, all of those things. Good evening, Mr. Jackson. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, this is really an interesting topic because, you know, when you think about it and you just say the words animals eating animals, it sounds kind of, you know, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It just sounds just raw, you know, like, oh my God, an animal eating another animal. Like, how is that if we do it every day, right? Some of the animals that I treat in my clinic, a lot of them, yes, are cats and dogs, but I also have quite a few other animals that come through here that are in the reptile world or in the amphibian world, right? So even though we think of cats and dogs a lot of the times, let's get into talking a little bit about how the reptiles and how they do, because I can't just do dogs and cats. I don't just have dogs and cats myself, so it would behoove me to include those animals that are not mammals. So I'm going to share with you one of my babies. And if you can see her, now this is Lucy. All right. Lucy is my leopard gecko. And she is loving life right now. Okay. And she is loving me. And I'll tell you why. It has to do with animals eating animals. That's right. Something in this little bag right here that I picked up the other day at the store has got her just looking out like, hey, is that you? Hey, you come back in here? I've got crickets in here. And who would have thought that I would have had crickets in this house? Like, I'm a veterinarian. What do I need crickets for? Because I have an animal that eats other animals. Hello, Pamela Joe. How you doing? How you doing? You and Ducati over there doing real well. So so there are crickets in here. And these are the animals that one of the types of animals that Lucy, the gecko, eats. And there's some other animals too that Lucy may eat. And we know that, yes, this does mean that this is a holistic lifestyle for these animals. Now, we talked about already what is holistic. We talked about this last week. We know that it means taking not only an animal's physical into account, but also their mental, spiritual, emotional, all of those things that come into play. But we've got to have that physical. We've got to have those nutrients. We've got to have, you know, minerals, vitamins, all of those things. I'll show you another animal that provides a lot of these nutrients, minerals, and vitamins for Lucy. Now, I'm just going to show you these for just a minute because some people are probably going to be really grossed out, and I may see the number of eyes go from down to 0. But this is just a good example of animals eating animals. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, and I mean, again, this is something that would gross me out. So, again, I'm not going to hold it there that long. But it is really important because you guys think about it. If we were to have a big bang right now, right? The whole earth just combusts, right? And What's going to come out of the rubble? I don't know. Maybe we'll come out of the rubble if we're in some bunkers. But as far as the animals that are not in bunkers that are just going to still come out after the Big Bang, roaches, insects, all of those things. They've got that hard exoskeleton, they've got that shell, they've got that protection. And that is why they are so important in the overall scheme of things as far as your animals living a holistic lifestyle. Okay. Some of my friends have said to me, when I've gone through my various like vegetarian periods of time, right? I'll go through some ins and outs. I'm really trying to get in that direction where I totally cut out meat. Okay. That's just for my personal thing. But over the years, it has been a little bit tough to get there. And some of my friends will say, like, yeah, I'm not cutting out meat. I got to get my protein. Okay. I got to have my beef. All right. Give me my fish. Give me that protein. And I call pig's feet on that. Okay. I call pig's feet because that is not true. We know that animals get whatever protein that is in the meat that animal has gotten from plants. Okay. So whatever protein you feel like you're getting from that beef, or I feel like I'm getting from that chicken sandwich, those animals ate some type of plants, and that's what gave them the protein. This is why insects like these crickets that I just showed you, the roaches that I just showed you are super high in protein. And there's more and more humans that are getting into the whole insects as a protein source. A lot of other countries outside the United States already utilize insects as a high protein source. And one of the reasons that insects have more protein than, say, a cow is because they are so small and compact, right? Their little bodies just have a small surface area. So they have all the nutrients get absorbed really in a really concentrated way. So this one little cockroach, right, may have more protein than a whole slab of meat because that cow has a very complex digestive system and all that stuff. So it doesn't absorb nutrients as efficiently as bugs do. So you can just throw back a few, smoked cockroaches, and you might have your full protein for the day. So let's think about it, people. Let's think about it. What are we doing here? Okay, let's see. Okay, Pamela Joe, you said Ducati is doing well. She's sitting right there. What do you think? Is she going to be into the cockroaches? Will she try some? What if we dipped them in something that they love? Like I don't know, beef flavored roaches, right? I do know that some foods out there and some treats out there are vegan for pets. My good friend Daphne Ben has a line of products that are vegan for pets. And so, again, with the holistic lifestyle, it's your choice. It's your choice as a family. Of course, it's not your pet's choice, but thinking about whether an animal is an obligate carnivore, whether they definitely need meat. One of those animals is a cat. One of those animals is a cat. They are obligate carnivores. They must have some kind of meat. Now, with the way kibble and pet food has been happening over the last decades, we know that there may be just a tiny little bit of actual meat in there and not really that much meat. And so this is how we have changed and shifted domestic animals into a way that's different than how they used to be in real life, different than how they used to be, I should say, out in the wild, not in real life. So the moral of the story here is that animals eating animals is, yes, it is a part of a holistic lifestyle. Whether or not you want meat or meat products in your home, that's totally up to you. I have a couple of clients who don't want any meat products anywhere near their house. And so everything that they bring in for their pets, for themselves, is meatless. And it's everyone for themselves, right? I truly believe, like I said, for my holistic lifestyle as I move forward, my goal is to cut out the meat because I do know that the nutrients inside, whatever is there, that animal got from plants. And so if I could just go in that direction and stay in that direction, then that is going to be my goal. But you've got to know what you need to know for your pets so that you make sure that you give them the right type of food so that they can grow and their bodies can heal. You know, I don't know if you can see here where Lucy's tail, it regrew. You know, geckos, they can lose their tails and grow it right back as a safety measure. And her tail right here is doing so good from when it broke off several months ago. And that's because I feed her a variety of foods, not just mealworms, right, Vente Tony, but some crickets and some roaches. And you got to give them some variety too. Let's see. We've got a comment from Robert Crazy Ear Holmes. You said, if I can learn a way to make them taste good and farm them myself. Oh, yeah. Maybe we can give the roaches something, let's see, that they eat that makes the flavor just roll right out. So we'll have to talk more about that, Robert. He's one of the most creative people that I know. So be on the lookout for his products too in the future. Okay, so I'm looking to see if there were any comments over here. Oh, wait a minute. It's always... Okay, there we go. Okay. Hi, Kathy Thomas. How you doing? And then I see that Reverend Luke, you were there as well. How you doing, sir? Great to see you. Great to see you. It's something about this over here that's like I don't always see it, but boom. Okay, so Kathy, you said I always thought holistic was natural. It is. Yes, it is. It's just sometimes, you know, the words and the terms and the semantics, they change a little bit. And then we humans, of course, we throw in some things to change things up, and then things are different. So holistic just means taking everything into account, but it still leaves room for your own individual family choices. And that's what I love about a holistic lifestyle as well. So that's all we have for tonight. If you're watching this on the replay, please let me know if how you feel about feeding your pets meat, no meat. Would you be down with that? Let me know, because this is the kind of feedback that we need in research as we move forward with different products and trying to see what you actually need and what you actually want. All right. So look forward to seeing me again tomorrow night. It might be 7:30. It might be a slightly different time. Make sure that you're following Dr. Croom Army Vet. Make sure you have a little notification set so that boop, it'll pop right up when I come on so that you don't miss 1 minute of holistic pet care right at home. Again, we're not just talking about the cats and dogs. We got to get those reptiles and other pets in there as well because we love them all and we love all pets. So until tomorrow, see you soon.